Miss Guthrie was reported missing from her home. That call came in around noon earlier today. Our teams came out, our search and rescue team, being supported by our volunteers from Search and Rescue Association, from PSAR, from Border Patrol. They gave us their search and rescue dogs. We've pretty much just thrown everything at this as we can. Miss Guthrie is 84 years old and is not of good physical health, and so naturally we have some great concerns. The scene at the house also has some concerns for us as well, and so that's why we're doing all we can to try to locate her. We've contacted and remain in contact with all of our local area hospitals, our medical transport teams. So far that's proven to lead nowhere. We will continue to search as we are right now with our survey, our air assets. We use drones and our airplane or our helicopter. We'll be back. We'll be at this all night, processing the house, and then tomorrow morning we'll start again with our search and rescue mission and try to regroup and see what else we can do. Maybe we've missed something, but I don't need to tell you, this is very concerning to us. You don't typically get the sheriff out at a scene like this, but it's very concerning what we're learning from the house, and so we'll just continue. The detectives there, our homicide team is out right now, looking at the scene as well.
What is it about the scene that concerns you?
I would just tell you that it's certainly very concerning to us. Just what you see there. We'll continue to look.
Please speak out there.
I think we're all wondering, can you confirm that this is Savannah Guthrie's mom?
This is Mrs. Guthrie's mom, yes.
And you can't tell us anything about what at the house?
What I would tell you is we get these calls quite often, missing people, and we do a pretty good job of searching the areas and alerting the media with our media releases. But this one stood out because of what was described to us at the scene, what we found and located just in looking at the scene. So without getting into too much details, I have to allow my team to do their investigation, and they are going to be doing that. They are in the process of those things.
Is there anything meaningful about it being homicide detectives, or is that standard?
It's not standard. Typically, our homicide team comes out when we have a homicide, a body. This one was of great concern. So the team was telling us.
What gauge the chances are that it's foul play? Would you be willing to give us any idea on that?
No, I hope it's not. I hope we find her. I hope we find her safe and sound. But we can't ignore what's in front of us, and we need to take all the precautions we can and deal with what the evidence is in front of us.
You said physical factors, like, physical things, but also does she have dementia or Alzheimer's, any mental?
No, she's what's being reported by family is she's has no cognitive issues at all. She's very alert, very of good sound mind. Just some physical. 84 years old, and especially now it's as cold as it is. She has some physical ailments that limit her ability to move around in that. So.
There were some neighbors also looking around for Nancy. Are the neighbors looking around? Is that a help to you?
Well, absolutely. I mean, we in the immediate area, we ourselves with our dog teams and our search and rescue teams, we'd ask them to stay out of that area. But we certainly understand their concerns too. And if they happen across, find anybody or see something, anything, call 911.
How cold did it get? She was missing overnight, I take it? She was?
Well, she was last seen at about 9:30, 9:45 last night.
9:30, 9:45.
Yeah.
Do you know how cold it got last night? Is that a concern?
You guys are going to know that better than I.
Is that a concern, though?
Well, it's cool right now. 84 years old. I'm cold. Yeah, no, it's
So when
obviously
she was last seen, a family had dropped her off at home. Is that correct?
she was last seen by family at 9:45, at 9:30, 9:45 is what we're.
And did they see her in the home?
Yes,
And who called in the missing report?
the family.
You won't. Can you say who?
You know, I don't have that name in front of me.
Okay. And is Savannah Guthrie?
Hold on a minute. So he said 9:30, 9:45. See, that's one thing. And then he said the family seen her inside her home. Did you hear that little nugget there? Because we were like, well, what's the proof and evidence that Nancy was brought home? And how do they know for sure she was brought in? Well, one thing, the discrepancies on this is that the sheriff said, at before it was the second press conference, which the press guy said 9:45, but here he says 9:30, 9:45. Now I'm going to reverse it back, only to be followed by a timeline that said 9:48 to 9:50, the garage doors. Just listen to this again.
And who called in the missing report?
The family.
You won't. Can you say who?
You know, I don't have that name in front of me.
And is Savannah Guthrie in Tucson or on her way?
She is not here. No.
What are some things, like, if someone sees something, like, what are some things, like, people should be watching out for in this case?
If maybe you ran into her, maybe she wandered off and you ran into her. If you've seen her or anybody like her, call us. Even being of good sound mind, you could have an incident that happen that causes you to lose some of your soundness. But I just would tell you that, look, if you've seen this woman since 9:30 last night at any time, give us a call. Let us know.
And you said that you've checked with hospitals, and what else have you guys?
Hold on a second.
She was last seen by family at 9:45, at 9:30, 9:45 is what we're.
And did they see her in the home?
Yes.
She was last seen at 9:30, 9:45, and then the reporter says, did you see her inside, or did they see her inside the home? And he said, yes.
Now, 84 years old. I'm cold. It's
So when
obviously.
she was last seen, a family had dropped her off at home. Is that correct?
She was last seen by family at 9:45, at 9:30, 9:45 is what we're.
And did they see her in the home?
Yes.
So they, well, meaning who, would appears to be Tommaso, right? Tommaso saw her go in the home. So I just wanted to put that out there, but the timeline is much different than the 9:48 to 9:50. But again, Nanos might be just processing information as it is, and then eventually changes it up or whatever like that. But I think these keys are important here. Going back to the beginning, going back to the basics. I strongly encourage people to listen in on these earlier press conferences. This is the very first time he spoke about this matter. It appears this is February 1st. It appears it's at nighttime, February 1st.
It too has its limitations.
Now, this is the second time that I personally know that an elderly person has gone missing in the foothills in the past year. Is there a pattern at all that we are seeing? And it doesn't have to be just elderly, any pattern at all.
You know, we have missing persons and search and rescue missions, not weekly, not monthly, daily here in Tucson. And it can be from a young 19, 20-year-old hiker who just gets lost in the desert or lost in the mountains. It could be an elderly person who's wandered off from a care home or something. So, it's just Tucson has a lot of people here who enjoy the outdoors. It's just beautiful. And so you get the hikers and those kinds of calls. And then, of course, we also have our elderly population. It's a great place to retire. And a lot of people choose this area for that reason. And, of course, when you're coming here for that reason, what's the attraction? A lot of the great weather we have today is a beautiful day. The outdoors, even to the elderly, it's just... So our search and rescue teams, our search and rescue volunteers, we could not do this job without them. It is tremendous work for them, and they every day are out here helping us.
Can you tell us what the homicide detectives are doing besides being here at the scene processing evidence? Are you looking at acquaintances, friends, family, or?
Well, I mean, we're talking to anybody and everybody. I mean, that's what you do. We've
Right.
got to hear from people and talk to them. When did they last see this person? What do they know? Do they have any ideas for us?
Is there
Is there
anything
somewhere
from the
else we can
evidence at
check?
the scene that makes you think there may have been some random encounter?
The only thing I can tell you at the scene is it's concerning to us that it's enough of a concern that we called out our criminal investigation team as well.
Okay.
Any aerial surveillance?
Well, that's, you don't see it now, but we had our survey one, our aircraft. We have our drone systems, our what our volunteers, their drone systems that have some great technology attached to them. What other assets? Earlier today, our chopper was out here, our helicopter. So we're throwing as much ground and air assets as we can at this. And now I hear our airplane somewhere up there.
Is there anything else that we didn't touch on that you think is important to know?
No, I just, like I say, I know that this is going to get some attention, but I just hope that we can find her, that somebody might know something, that they say something. Let us know what you would.
And
And the call is our 911 center or 88 crime.
the concerning evidence.
This is the beginning.
Once the detectives complete their investigation, maybe then we can share some of that. But right now, we're at the very initial stages of this. The search mission started early today. We'll continue that. We're not giving up that. But it does change its platform because of the nightfall, right? The criminal part of this, the criminal investigation part, is ongoing, and it will continue ongoing until we can resolve this.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's see, we had our search and rescue, our PSAR, our search and rescue association, volunteers, literally hundreds of people out here and searching the area for those dogs that and still no signs. We've let's see, we've checked with all the local area hospitals, continue to check. Support teams, no results. I think what's concerning is what's at the scene, at the home, is of concern to us, so much so we've decided we're going to call out our homicide team. And so they're here, they'll process the home, do what they can there. And again, as we speak now, our plane was up just a minute ago. Those things are happening. But that'll transition to a daylight search again tomorrow. We'll continue that. We're not giving up that. We're asking the community help us. If you've seen Miss Guthrie, give us a call. Call our 911 or 88 crime. We're just kind of working it from two angles. The criminal investigation side will continue at the house tonight. We're looking through processing that and see what we can learn from that. And we'll just keep going.
Does the search for her continue tonight?
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll continue that. At some point in time, they've got to transition and settle down, but they've been out all day, like I say, since noon. Nightfall, it's a different type of search, so we change teams and transition then. I'm going to guess that here in a while, that night team will move on, and we'll come back at it again tomorrow morning. They reassess it and look at where could they have missed.
And just because the homicide team's involved doesn't mean this is a homicide.
No, there's no. What we're saying is there's some things there that are concerning to us, and we just don't want to miss anything. Search and rescue, their mission is we want to find you. We want to find you safe and sound and help you and get you there. That still continues. But we have an obligation to when you look at things in this world of ours, you look at that and you go, is something wrong here? Is there something missing? We can't just dismiss that. We need to stay on it.
All right. Anything else?
No.
All right, Sheriff. Thank you so much. Nice to see you.